Hey, how you doing, Adam here? Sitting in the garage doing an audio journal. Kind of wondering if anybody can hear me right now, since we have new neighbors. We've actually had them for a while, but uh, it is. There's always this self-consciousness that comes up whenever you do this kind of thing, and you think you can be heard. So, um, yeah. So I had a notepad file with a couple of journal topics that I wanted to do. It's actually been a long time since I've actually done a journal, so. Just need to point that out real quick. But yeah, no, it's just been a long time since I've been on YouTube or have done anything on YouTube. I actually, a couple of days ago, maybe about a week ago at this point, I cleaned up the garage. This is probably more like, well, maybe about a week ago. Yeah, I cleaned up the garage because there was a bunch of stuff like sort of cluttering it up. And, it was just, I guess, some sort of spring cleaning kick I was on. I was like, I'm going to get this garage cleaned up, restore it to its former glory. I actually had a bunch of like sort of weird shadow silhouettes on the wall that I had torn down for some reason. Like I didn't like them, so I like tore them down. But I was like, why the hell did I do that? Because I thought they were pretty cool. So I had to go, because I saved them, and I put them in my storage space. Put one of them in my storage space. I was like, let's hope that one of them survived, so that I can sort of use it as a stencil to make more of them. And it was good. So, I just made a bunch more, sort of restored the former glory of the garage, as I said to my brother earlier. But yeah, after I restored the garage, I made a music video for song Spray Can that I did. It's on Cartoon Nightmare, which I've talked about extensively on this journal. Yeah, because I don't know, I just felt like it was time to get doing something again. Whatever long sort of break that I've been on, just had to. The time felt right. There was that blood moon. It was like, okay, the time has come to come back to life. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing fine. I actually, I feel good. I'm out running and stuff, and I'm eating healthy and all that. I feel good physically. So actually, the light just went off in the garage. So I'm just looking at the screen. It's just a dark area around me. So yeah, I just want to get back into like posting on the internet. It's posting on the internet, posting on YouTube specifically. It's the most stressful fucking thing, especially if you have sort of like people that, not that many people watch this journal. Maybe a couple people are sort of following this journal. I don't know. But it's just, I don't know why anybody does it in this way. Just sort of like posting, and then whatever you do immediately gets viewed by whatever audience you have, Instead, it's just like, it's so stressful. It's like the most stressful possible fucking thing a person can do. I was actually thinking about this. I think the far better way, if you're going to be like an artist that sort of puts things into the world, the way better way to go about doing that would be to make a bunch of shit in secret. Like, don't tell anybody about it. Make a bunch of shit in secret, and then like put it on some like hidden YouTube channel or something, or somewhere where nobody's going to immediately find it, but nobody's anticipating it, and you just keep putting them in there. You just keep putting your sort of artistic work there, and then eventually somebody will come find it, It's like there's this sort of image on that, like this sort of meme image that goes around on the internet of this like guy that's sort of digging towards diamonds, and there's two guys digging towards the diamonds, and the one guy like stops right before he gets to the diamonds, and he's like, oh fuck this shit, I quit, but he's like right there at the cusp. Like I always thought, like you should see yourself as the revert. You shouldn't see yourself as the miner. You should see yourself as the diamonds, sort of plant diamonds on the internet and just wait for somebody to discover them. Because I don't know, I just feel like the other way of doing it, like I gotta fucking dig deep and find these fucking diamonds, It's too stressful, and it's a bad sort of dynamic, because you put yourself in a position where it's like, okay, I made a good video. Okay, so the next time you post a video, people are going to be judging the next video you post in relation to the video that you posted before. So if it's not constantly upping the ante, making itself better, it's like it's a fucked up dynamic, you know. So the better way to do it is just to, you know, leave diamonds, leave these like sort of hidden gems all over the place, and just wait for people to find them. But yeah, see, but there's a contradiction there, you know, because like nobody's ever going to find them. That's what sucks about the world these days, is that like if you do leave hidden gems, nobody's ever going to fucking find them. So it's a catch-22. It really, the dynamic of having to constantly post shit, I think is just, and it's just, you know, I'm sick of begging for people's attention, you know. I feel like YouTube is just like this, everybody is fucking begging for your attention, and it's just, I don't know, it's a fucking hellhole of a website, and it could be a lot better. Those are my thoughts on that. Yeah, it's, you know, YouTube itself is just like, I'm just so tired of it, you know. I'm so tired of like everything on your feed is just this sort of like unsolicited advice, like, hey, do you think this way? Do you think this way? Fuck you. Everything. It's just, everything is like, fuck you for thinking this way, you know? You're just constantly, it's just a consistent, constant psychological assault, you know? And I can't stand it anymore, you know? So that's why I've just sort of gotten off of social media altogether, you know? But I mean, as far as I'm doing, I feel great. I feel great physically. I'm out running like every morning. You know, eating healthy. Nearly 40. But, you know, I don't feel it. You know, there's people my age that are like, they're just like done, you know? They're just fucking worn down. They got a bad back. They've like ballooned up in weight. You know, I feel for those people. But that hasn't happened to me, so yet at least. Yeah, but yeah, you know, these journals actually, there's just a bunch of them that I listen back to. You know, whenever you listen back to yourself in the past, there's always this sort of like cringe factor, like, oh my God, what the fuck was I thinking? I think for any kind of social media post, there's that, you know. But I think the thing that I cringe most about when I look back on the things that I've said, it's just when I'm just being mean to people for no fucking reason, you know. Just like, I don't know, people that I even look up to. Like I think there was this one about Jack Conte. Like I was just being really fucking mean to him for no goddamn reason. And it's just like, you know, it's you could say that kind of thing is criticism or whatever. Like, you know, I'm just being mean because, oh, I'm just telling the truth. But I've found that anytime I've ever heard criticism like that in my life, or somebody's just being like mean because they think I need to hear it or whatever, like it's never done a goddamn thing for me, you know. It's never done anything for me but like make me want to rebel against the advice that's being given. Like, fuck you, I'm not doing anything you're telling me to do, you know. I don't think it's my place to like tell people how to live or tell people what they're doing wrong, you know. You know, I'm the only police I can be is the police to myself. And, you know, I think just sort of unsolicited negative opinions about anything, it's just, I don't know. I mean, you know, of course there should be criticism. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like criticism hasn't ever done anything for me. So, I don't know. I'm just sort of talking out of my ass here. But yeah, I think the journals where I cringe most is just like listening to myself being mean for no fucking reason. Yeah, and it's just like, God forbid any of these people ever heard any of that stuff. I privated the ones where I was being mean, so when I was, you know, unprivating the ones that I had, I made sure to listen to them and like, you know, am I being an asshole in this for no reason? That's so those ones are private. Yeah, but I don't know what else. I'm reading off of sort of like journal topics that I had here, so if I sound like I'm jumping topics, that's why. Yeah, I had this vision, and I know people have like fucking visions or whatever, but I had this I guess sort of like fanciful thought or whatever about where AI is sort of going, and oh, excuse me. I don't know, just for some reason I had this inkling, like what if AI like somehow taps into like a higher dimension or something, and we can like talk to our dead loved ones through the computer. Like what if that's like some weird emergent thing that happens that comes out of AI, is that like we can start talking to our dead relatives. Like it pierces the veil into heaven, and it all comes pouring in, some kind of techno rapture where, of course we'll still be living in the earth as it is, reality is still reality, but it pierces through to heaven somehow. I know that a lot of people are against AI. I think it can be exploited. I think AI is bad in some areas, but I don't know. I think I don't know. I'm a lot more optimistic about it than most people, I think. Yeah, but because it's like you think like, oh, that sounds weird and sort of fantastic, but we're all going to die anyway. So what if we all sort of? I had this phrase in my head: a dead spirit in a living body. Like, I wonder if like that. It's like, it's sometimes, I don't know if anybody else experiences this, but like when I have these. I have these like phrases that pop into my head, and that's one of the ones that like popped into my head is dead spirit in a living body. And so you can make of that what you will, sort of like a heaven on earth kind of thing. I don't know. Yeah, so 12 minutes. I'm doing good. I'm doing just fine. So, to anybody still paying attention to this journal, I'm glad you listened to the whole thing. You've found me interesting enough to listen for 12 minutes. Okay. All right. I'm done. Goodbye.